on the inside of Private Eye's Undercover. Next, hiding behind the badge on Justice Files. Tonight on the Discovery Channel.
A few miles from where Don Crutchfield works, Private Eye Ted Corner is on the trail of an actor. It's not anyone famous or even remotely famous. Instead, it's one of thousands of workers in California looking for an easy score by faking an on-the-job injury. Corner is a PI that specializes in workers' compensation fraud. In his line of work, he has seen it all.
Just about everyone I talk to, neighbors, families, friends, know of someone who's either exaggerating or flat out faking a workers' comp case. The cost of paying that claim can be $10, $20, $30, $50, $100,000.
The key for PIs like Corner is catching claimants in the act. His most effective tool is the video camera. He caught this roofer carrying 100-pound rolls of tar paper up a ladder. Someone who claimed he was unable to do his old job as an electrician due to whole body stress. The man was later convicted of insurance fraud with the help of Corner's tape.
Being a commercial investigator doesn't allow us to read, do crossword puzzles, drift off, because the activity that we've been waiting for 6 hours has to be captured on video, which means you got your hand on your camera and you're ready, because what you see in 5 seconds might make the difference.
Corner has already made a difference for his clients, but there's still plenty of fraud out there.
Workers' comp fraud is a major problem for Los Angeles County. Frankly, it's a major problem for the state of California and the country.
L.A. County's fraud division each year prosecutes cases totaling over $100 million.
The victims, they're not really the insurance companies. The fraud leads to increased premiums, which are passed on to the employers, which are then passed on to you and me and our neighbors and everyone in the community. We all pay the price.
In California, filing a false claim can get you up to 5 years in jail, $50,000 in fines and penalties, as well as full repayment of the fraudulent claim. But even with the threat of jail and stiff penalties, there seems to be no shortage of people willing to take the chance. Corner recently worked a case where a truck driver claimed a disability resulting from a fall on the job. According to official reports, after a few weeks back on duty, the man told his employer he was unable to work and required treatment for his injury. While on disability, the driver received $490 a week tax-free in disability payments. When Corner got involved, the truck driver, according to official court documents, was spending his days coaching a youth football team.
We videotaped him several days over a couple of weeks. He was coaching 5 days a week and games on Saturday at the very same days that he was going to the doctor and the physical therapist complaining of being in just excruciating pain.
Corner's videotape was the smoking gun. A jury took only 6 hours to convict the driver of 2 counts of felony fraud. He was sentenced to 6 months in jail, fined $25,000, and required to return the entire amount of his disability claim. In a similar case, Guess Jeans, one of the largest apparel manufacturers in the world, asked Corner to investigate a claim situation that was out of control despite the company's award-winning workplace safety record.
We had a number of claims that were questionable, and because of these questionable claims, we have to investigate almost all of them.
Guess Jeans was paying out $2 million a year in workers' compensation premiums based on 275 claims. The company hired Corner to work with Guess's safety manager on targeting problem areas.
We're not here simply to say that no one ever gets hurt, but we are here to find what is the baseline of reality, and the video pictures will do that.
Like these shots of a man living it up at a local carnival, riding rides and throwing baseballs, when he allegedly had told his doctor he was unable to work due to severe back pain. Corner also showed Guess employees video featuring the grim consequences of filing a false claim. The man shown here, being arrested, is the same man who was having fun at the carnival at the expense of his employer. He was later convicted of workers' comp fraud.
People going off in handcuffs, people going to jail, people's families being just torn up over these things. And when they actually see that there is a chance of going to jail, it has an effect.
The premiums have gone down drastically, from $2 million down to $300,000, and we're seeing a significant reduction every year. And this is a direct correlation with the work that Ted has done for us.
We don't edit these tapes, and it's just as important for me to tell the employer if someone is injured so that the proper resources can be put into play as it is to tell the employer, I think you've got a problem claim here.
But with private eyes like Ted Corner on the job, some companies are finding bogus workers' comp claims much less of a problem.
Just recently, he cannot bend, stoop, squat, lift anything heavy.
But look at the pictures here. This man is collecting workers' comp. Find out how the big companies are fighting back against this crime. A special report coming up.
Our special report, Fighting Fraud. Do these people look disabled to you? That's what they say. We'll take a look.
Workers' compensation can be a lifeline for people injured on the job. It can keep you afloat financially until if and when you're ready to work again. But billions of companies or dollars are actually being paid out in bogus claims, and some companies say enough is enough here. Tonight we will take you inside one company that is fighting back and seeing results. Does this guy look like he suffers with a bad back? Watch as he helps load this truck with heavy furniture. He makes several trips up the ramp, at one point lugging a refrigerator. Julio Racinos apparently wants you to think his back is so bad he can't work at all.
He's claiming just recently he cannot bend, stoop, squat, lift anything heavy.
And you're seeing all of that right there. Until a year ago, Julio worked at Guess Jeans in maintenance, but he claims a back injury left him with pain so severe and so constant he can barely stand.
Well, this far outweighs any work he was ever doing at Guess Jeans.
And this man, who's currently under investigation, also works for Guess. He claims to suffer with a bad right shoulder, the same shoulder you see him use to jack up this car.
Every claim I've been assigned to thus far by Guess, I have pictures like this.
Perhaps these two workers had no idea Guess would fight back when they applied for long-term disability. But with thousands at stake, Guess called in Ted Kerner, a private investigator who exposes people suspected of cheating the system.
We're sending a message. We're sending a strong message.
Kevin Saucier heads up the safety program for Guess Jeans. Fact is, they believe so strongly about their safety record and tough policy on fraud, they opened their new LA manufacturing plant to our television cameras for the very first time. Guess employs about 1,000 workers here. They say in 6 years they've reduced the workers' comp claims from 250 to 33.
In 1991 and 1992, we spent about $1.9 million on workers' comp. We've reduced it down to $200,000. If you're going to exaggerate your injury or file a fraudulent workers' comp claim, we're going to get you.
We caught up with Julio sanding floors. He was fired from Guess last fall and has since filed a claim. We asked him about his bad back.
The doctor say, hey, you're ready, go to work, to regular work. Why? My back makes too much pain.
Now, I contacted Julio's attorney, who has not yet seen the videotape and had no comment. Guess, though, says it will prosecute anyone suspected of insurance fraud. If you know someone who you suspect is cheating the system, because remember, as a taxpayer, you too foot the bill, call the insurance fraud hotline, toll-free, the number you see on the screen there, area code 800-795-4451. Paul?
All right.
It's bad enough goofing off on the job, but hidden cameras have caught employees criminally partaking in various mind-altering substances, and they did it while on the time clock. Some brazen employees do little to hide their drug use. Take these factory workers who are ingesting more than a simple lunch. Then it's back to work, hopefully not operating heavy machinery. Employees, 3 of them were all fired.